Good morning. Welcome to Mountain View Kennel. I'm David Frensley and this is Keta. Keta's in training to be a Diabetic Alert Dog. And we are continuing to advance her training from placing it in new places to actually placing it in areas where she can't get to the source. This morning we have put it actually inside this drawer. We've got the drawer cracked to try to help her just a little bit. We always train for success, but we want to challenge her. The scent's been sitting in there for about 10 minutes to try to give it time to build a good scent cone. When you're placing scent out of sight from the dog and inside barriers, you want to give it time to produce a scent cone where the odor is coming out for the dog to work. So let's get started and see how she does. Keta, free dog! Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. She can smell it. She's trying to use her eyes to confirm it for her. She can't see it. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. You see her? Good girl. Good girl. See her working that scent cone, going back and forth. That's what we call bracketing. Good girl, going from one edge to the other. Good girl, good girl. That a good girl. That a good girl. The air conditioner just kicked on. Good girl, good girl. Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl. She's hesitant. She stepped on her empty food dish over there. Started off for a minute, but now she's right back to task. She's checking on my shoes. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That a good girl. Yes, yes, I'll take it. Good job. Well, Keta found it the first time. It took her a little bit before she gave a response, but she even pawed at it without seeing it. This time, we've actually closed the drawer. It's not cracked. Keta, you're cheating. Come here. See it? Good girl. Okay, Keta, free dog. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That a good girl. You didn't paw it. Go over to her food dish looking for a reward. Good girl. Good girl. That a good girl. Yes, yes, good job. Good girl. Good girl. Well, Keta was successful on that 8 placement. This is round 3. We've actually moved the location So this may take her a little longer. We've got it inside that cabinet where she's found it before. So she should know that is a productive area. And we've got it just inside the seam here. Let's see. As you can see right there, it's right at the seam of the door. So there's really no depth to it. We've got all 3 cotton swaths in there, and the air is still on, so the intake should be pulling it out. Let's see how she does. Keta, free dog. Good girl. 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 That a good girl. Air conditioner just kicked off. So we have no more intake drawing it out. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. You're close. The intake may be drawing it there. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. There. Keta. No, come on. Good girl. Good girl. Gotta paw it. Gotta paw it. Paw it. Come on. Paw. Good girl. Paw. Paw. Good girl. Come on. Paw it. Yes, yes. Good girl. Good girl. After a little bit of a struggle, Keta found it. She pawed in the area, but not at source, so we took her to source to get her to paw at source. This time, as you can see, I've left the cabinet door open. The tin can is with the scent in it is still right there at the same location. I want her to go to source and paw it, and then the next scenario we will close it again, trying to get her to go to source and pawing. Keta, free dog. Good girl. Yes, yes, good girl, good girl. Keta did exactly what we wanted her to last time. She went right up to the source and pawed it. So this time we have closed the door back again, and hopefully she will still go to source and paw. Keta, free dog. Good. Good check. Good check. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Yes, yes. Good job. Good job.